Hey, what's up ladies and gentlemen, it is I am the one and only Sonic the Hedgehog here, and I am back for some more yet again for the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more of Let's Play of Super Monkey Ball for the Nintendo GameCube. So last time we have managed to able to complete it beginner alongside with the forms of beginner extra stages. Despite those only 3 stages in the beginner extra levels, but aside from all that stuff though, I basically dominated for the beginner mode. So today for this episode is the fact that we are moving on to the next difficulty level. That's what appears to be advanced difficulty. And this particular difficulty does have 30 stages, so because of this, the actual length of some of these levels might go a bit slightly shorter or sometimes a bit longer depending on which specific skills you're able to put up with. So anyways, and as you can see on screen, I'm going to be playing as Mimi this time around just because I feel like trying to able to have different variety with certain characters on screen, you know, just like in Super Monkey Ball Jr. alongside with the forms of Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz, Touch and Roll, and also Step and Roll, 3D, and that's pretty much how this goes. Although we're not exactly sure if we're expected to able to do Banana Splits just yet on the PlayStation Vita, but either way though, we can expect by that point. So yeah, obviously today's day is of course the 10th of June today, in this case in 2021, and it looks like that we've only just got 2 days to go until specifically this year's E3 is approaching. So because of that, I'm going to be able to actually, maybe I'm also able to fetch some popcorn at some point later on throughout, I would say tomorrow, because I will let Maxi will able to get back into Wario Land 2 at some point until tomorrow. So because of that, hopefully I might as well get some supersonic speed, able to fetch some popcorn, and then just try to enjoy the E3 announcements and all that stuff. And along the same lines actually is the fact that Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart for the PlayStation 5 will be releasing tomorrow. So because of that, expecting for Ratchet & Clank fans out there were expecting to be hyped about that game. Me personally, I wasn't really into the franchise, I must be honest here. Well, at least what I've heard, they are pretty good. Well, except the movie, because obviously the movie's got bombed and all that stuff, both from fans and critics alike as far as I've heard. But either way though, it knows what it is. So yeah, as I said, advanced difficulty does have 30 stages, so because of that, we've already experienced 5 stages so far, and now we're on to the 6th floor. So yeah, because of that though, I believe the first floor was named Bump, because obviously you're now going to be going through the Bump. And as far as the second level's called is Walking, and the third level is called Repulse, and also the 4th level is called Narrow Bridge, as far as I'm aware, and the 6th level is called Break, and the 7th floor's name is called Curves, because obviously we're going to be going through curves and all that stuff. Oh yeah, you notice about the fact that on the 5th floor that we've already accomplished that. The only difference is between the beginner version of that stage than the likes of advanced difficulty, along with the forms of the expert difficulties you know as well. Every now and then they're now able to include 30 seconds on the actual level, meaning you're gonna have to be fast on it though. Speaking of 30 seconds, here's the forms of floor 8 called Downhill, at least as far as I usually heard about the forms of Super Monkey Ball Deluxe Logic. So yeah, this level's pretty easy if you get the hang of this though. Although there are some levels that can throw you off a bit, especially whenever we get onto floor 26 or floor 30. Floor 30 can be a bit of a nightmare if you have a first time playing the game. So anyways, floor 9, I think this stage is actually called Blocks Slim, as far as I recall correctly, because you're actually going to be going for this little kind of a similar formation as, you know, floor 8 in beginner, except the fact that there's now a cross in the middle of the actual formation. So yeah, that's something worth knowing for. Alright, now we're on to floor 10, which is, I think the stage is called Bonus Wave, because you're gonna have to now get used to with the forms of wavy, well, effects right here. So because of that though, yeah, I think to me this bonus stage can be a bit tricky to able to get perfect on, because there are a few times where you're gonna have to able to be more precise with the actual maneuvering with all this wavy effects on the floor. But for what it's worth, it's not too bad. So there we go. Oh, I'm really loving this this music. This is actually the Monkey Mall environment, as you can tell. And I'm gonna say, the music is spot on, and it's so timeless to me. Especially how the fact that one thing I do appreciate about this game than the likes of the arcade version is that, although don't get me wrong, the arcade version was actually pretty cool. But the only thing is worth knowing for is the fact that they do have like some sort of like a generic themes like sky, sunset, and also nighttime, and that's pretty much how that goes. Although, don't get me wrong, it still looks pretty cool back in the day. But me personally speaking, I usually grow up with the forms of unique themes for Super Monkey Ball on the GameCube. Like, you got themes like the jungle, as well as Sky High, and now we ended up on Monkey Mall, which is by far my favorite theme in the whole entire game. And eventually we're going to come towards the forms of some other themes in there as well, which are pretty special to me. But either way though, let's not get ahead of ourselves for this point, because obviously we've already experienced floor 11, which is, I think that stage is called Choice, despite the fact that it was actually based off from like electric guitar or something, or just a guitar in general. And the 12th floor we already experienced, I think that stage is called Bowl, because we're literally going inside the bowl. And the 13th level is called Jumpies, and this floor right here, floor 14, this stage is known as Stoppies, because, or Stoppers, as far as I like to call them. So yeah, it's gonna have to be able to tilt the stage as cleverly as possible as you could, so yeah, it's not too bad. Oh yeah, now we're on to the halfway point on advanced level, which now we ended up on floor 15, which I think the stage is called Floor Bend, so... In fact, whenever I managed to... Excuse me. Whenever I managed to able to play this stage back in the day, I just got frustrated with this level. But the more I play it, especially when I did get a lot of practice of it every now and then, as you can see on screen, I managed to do this like no sweat. So either way though, not too shabby, not too difficult either. So either way though. And let's move on to the next level, which appears to be floor 16, which I think this is Conveyors, as far as I like to call this stage, according to Monkey Ball Deluxe. Anyway, so... But yeah, there's quite a few levels in Super Monkey Ball that does manage to incorporate the 30 seconds time limit every now and then, so because you have to be super fast on certain levels, so... Although compared to bigger levels, like for instance floor 17, that does manage to have 60 seconds, because obviously it's a big kind of level. So, speaking of floor 17, this stage is called Exam B, which is the sequel to Exam A. So because of that, makes things a little bit longer and also kind of tricky as well. There's also a shortcut you can take, but... Oh no! Oh shoot! I jinxed myself. But yeah, there's something worth noting for, by the way, is that since I've lost a single life, this means I can't able to get into the advanced extra levels, so that's kind of sucks. But I'm also able to do a jump cut and then just trying to able to show you guys the rest of the advanced extra levels on the practice mode, luckily, because obviously I've already 100% the game, so there's no point for me to able to actually go for this whole entire... Well, I know my Let's Play is entirely different compared to other Let's Players out there, but because of that though, this is my Let's Play, not someone else's, so, well, at least for the sake of this, so... Anyway, so floor 18 is called Chaser, and this to me is the best level in the game in my opinion, because you ended up on the actual stage is more representing with the musical note shape, which is pretty awesome, and also you're getting 3 different goals, so yeah, that's pretty top-notch and awesome at the same time, so... This stage right here is called Jump Double, because obviously it's more likely the sequel to Jump Single from Beginner, except it makes things a bit harder, so because of the faults in the ending section where it contains not 1, but 2 bumpers that you have to avoid. So yeah, that's something worth knowing for the sake of the differences anyway, so... And I believe this is called Bumper Bonus, or Bumpy Bonus, or something like that. I have no idea how do I explain this for this point, just because, well, it has been quite a long time since I actually played the original Super Monkey Ball game. I think the last time we actually played this game is actually back in 2013, when we did manage to get done, you know, the party games, like, you know, Monkey Target, Monkey Golf, and most popular video out of them all, Monkey Bowling. So, yeah, that's something worth noting for. Or did I mention monkey bowling or monkey golf? I think I already mentioned those three pretty much, so yeah, that's sure something, so... Anyway, so now we move on to the underwater environment, which is pretty cool by the looks of it, so even then though, especially with the atmosphere and everything, so either way though, and let's go ahead and get started with floor 21. I think the stage is called Middle Jam, despite the fact that we have to do a lot of waiting to go across these bumpers, and if you dare touch the bumper, then otherwise you get knocked out, so keep that in mind. Floor 22, this stage is called Ant Lion, well at least as far as according to Monkey Ball Deluxe anyway, so yeah, pretty simple and easy level to me though, if you don't screw this up, so either way, not too shabby. Floor 23, I think this stage is called Collapse, so yeah, at least as far as I'm hoping I got that name right, from the likes of the Deluxe, knowledge, or anything else like that. I do apologize if my commentary gets a bit slightly iffy at this point, mainly it's because, well, today, as far as the weather forecast for the sake of this point today, it is really dang hot today. Although I understand because of the forms of summer themes and everything, so at least I did manage to get my window open, just in case for, have some fresh air and such, and also I have my fan on, despite it might actually waste a lot of electricity, so... But either way, oh, by the way, floor 24 is called Swing Bar, because obviously we got to deal with the actual tilting swing bar, so yeah, that's something worth knowing for, so... Oh yeah, this level is pretty cool as well. This is called Labyrinth, which either way though, you do have two different goals to go to. Like the green goal, you can either do two different methods you can go to. Like you can either go for a shortcut method by jumping off into that little bump right there, or even from earlier on, which it can be pretty tricky to execute, but oh jeez, that was close, I almost got to fall off there. But if you couldn't tell already, that why I'm actually ignoring those warp goals, well, I'm obviously going to be showing you guys every single levels that this game has to offer, so because of this, just to have some bit of like a, some sort of a refreshment or something like that, which I have no idea why I'm saying things like that, so... Anyways, floor 26, this level can be a bit tricky, well, at least if you know what you're doing, but this is called Spirals, so because of that, because we literally going down the spiral as you can see on screen, and okay, something's worth mentioning for this point is that usually Maxi 10 version of this Let's Play, it's kind of blows, because obviously with bad camera angle, and also you can't... Oh no! I did screw up the second time! Even though generally speaking that was my, well, that was on floor 17, it's my first death of the playthrough, so... Whoops. But regardless of everything else though, I literally did try. I am really, definitely gonna try that. Wow. At least, unlike in Super Monkey Ball Jr., well, I don't feel like this game wasn't as frustrating as Super Monkey Ball Jr. due to depth perceptions in Jr. But regardless of everything else though, there might be still plenty of times that you might see some game over screens from time to time, so... And believe me, whenever we get on to default to the next difficulty, which is Expert, until specifically next Tuesday, oh, you wouldn't believe me how much I managed to almost get suffocated from that one level alone that really takes everyone off. But anyway, stage 27 is called Wavy Jump, because obviously we need to deal with the actual wavy ramp, and then basically is how to make your leaps of faith to able to make it to the goal itself. So yeah, not too shabby for the most part. So floor 28 is called Spiky, which, dang it, I wasn't near to that. But yeah, you probably get the idea about that. Oh yeah, one thing I should probably point out is that unlike Super Monkey Ball Deluxe version of these stages is that these specific obstacles do have specific sound effects, which unlike the Deluxe game, it doesn't seem to able to have unique sound effects, which I have no idea why they managed to remove that entirely, but it knows what it is for the most part, so... Anyway, so here we go into floor 29, which is, I think it's like Unrest, as far as what this stage calls it, so... And floor 28 is called Spiky, of course, because you're obviously avoiding some spikes every once in a while. Oh god, this level right here. In this case, the final floor in Advanced Difficulty, floor 30. In this case, this level's called Parallel. And let me tell you, I'm stuck at this stage. I literally did manage to try my best, folks. I really am, but it's just that sometimes certain levels sometimes throws me off a bit. But at least we're able to use the continue right here. Well, at least I'll talk more about that whenever we get into the extra levels, which I'll do that on the practice menu. So, yeah, that's about it for these advanced levels, so yeah. Okay, so if you're probably wondering that why my lives counter was actually just 1, well, I already mentioned this before, that this is on practice mode, so at least I can show you guys the forms of the extra amount of levels on advanced levels. So, I know it's a bit unnecessary, but still, I just want to show you guys of what these stages has to offer. So because of that, yeah, the first stage is pretty much exactly like the forms of the beginner extra level, blur bridge, nothing special, and none of those changes. However, extra 2 on the other hand is completely different now, which appears to be calls it Hitter Hard, because it's more accurately the harder version of Hitter level, so ever since the beginner extra 2 level, so yeah, that's sure it's something, I suppose. And the next level right here, Advanced Extra 3, called, I think this is called Puzzle, which, despite the fact that we're not going to be going for these little puzzle pieces and all that stuff, but basically we're actually going to be going into a long stretch of road between, you know, just long stretch of paths, as you can see on screen. Even though if you're trying to pull off a pretty good shortcuts like I just did right there, like since about a few seconds ago, then you should able to actually just to cut off some of these, cool, stuff you can do. So because of that, yeah, there's not much right to say about this, so yeah, anyway, yeah, that's pretty much about it in terms of advanced difficulty level. Again, I must admit, I really do try my best, but it's just that I'm still not exactly a pure master at the game. Well, I usually did back in the day, but for whatever reason, it's that my memories have been gone slightly rusty all of a sudden. Mainly it's because I'm pretty much used to with the downhill monkey ball games, which is, to be more specifically, the most recent game at the moment is of course Banana Blitz HD on multiple consoles basically, so. But again, in order to able to actually access these extra levels, that you're gonna have to deal with advanced difficulty level without losing a single life in order to do it. That seems pretty tough though, that seems pretty tough, especially when you come across into floor 26 or floor 30 to be more specific, so just want to give you a heads up for this warning, so. And by the way, for Advanced Extra 4 is basically it's just AV logo again, not much difference, so yeah, nothing else has changed from here. Oh my god, they just managed able to make things a bit harder compared to the 30th floor, the final floor in advanced levels, which appears to be parallel large, which the only makes things this stage a bit trickier and harder than the normal variation is that for one, this place is large, and two, you have this really ridiculously turning ring that sometimes it might help you out, whilst other times it will screw you up if you go right near close to it. So because of that, yeah, this stage is pretty tricky, I'm not gonna lie. Especially if you almost lose balance right here, if you think you're almost nearly at the end, but sometimes you might able to actually get thrown off by the forms of loose balance every once in a while. But, yeah, this stage is pretty difficult. This stage is literally tricky. But, either way. What's interesting is that, this particular stage does manage to have not one, but I would say about, 2, normal goals on screen. Like, if you see on this map, yeah, it does say, or it does show us, 2, normal goals. Despite the fact that it doesn't seem to able to have, green goal or the red goal to be, found anywhere. Which, obviously, because obviously with those warp goals, will actually skip certain stages. So, because if you think you're having a hard time with certain levels, maybe with like, for example, if you're having a hard time with the forms of, well, let's just say floor 19, for example, in advanced difficulty level, you can either just manage to take either the green goal to able to allow you to go into floor 21, or if you go into the red goal, which actually takes you to floor 25. So because of that, yeah, it's actually a pretty cool system, I might add, especially if you're having struggles with certain stages, as I said, then you pretty much expected that you would be able to just... Ah, dang it! Yeah, that's what I mean. That stupid giant ring managed able to occasionally knock you off if you're not careful, and I was like, are you for real, game? Are you for real? But I digress. We'll try this again, and hopefully, I think it's probably best to almost stay onto the edge of that specific ending portion. Yeah, it doesn't matter what goals you go into, it's just pretty much exactly the same, so there we go. I think that pretty much showcased off the forms of advanced extra levels, in addition to advanced as well, even though despite the fact that the actual process of this whole entire editing can be a bit nightmare to deal with, but regardless of everything else though, I really don't care, but either way. So yeah, that's how advanced difficulty ending looks like, is that depending on what characters you select, they manage able to get the ball out, and basically they fly in the air and then let these bananas fall from the sky, and that's pretty much about it for that particular ending right there. So yeah, that's sure it's something, I suppose. So anyway, before we end things off, I just want to show you this for one time, and that's what it appears to be. After when you complete either beginner, advanced, or expert levels, basically, you're able to actually access to this name entry screen. And the name entry screen is actually interesting because we ended up on this little area right here, and basically you have to enter your name, and then basically that's how you essentially can get if you try to able to be one of your records to save on your memory card. So yeah, that's how it goes basically. So either way, I'll just put in STH, and I think that does it from here. So join me next time on Let's Play Super Monkey Boys that will hit on to expert levels. So I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Later, fellas.